I can't tell you how excited I am to see the lino go down. It's kind of like the end of the flooring then, kind of, but we can move on to the next stage and then come back to the flooring at a later date.
So good morning everyone and welcome to today's video. As you can see, we've started to lay the floor. I will show you the process of how we went through that, but firstly I want to give a shout out to some of our lovely patrons. And look, their names are written on our installation, so they're going to be in our van forever. So thank you very much to Laura Lewis, Camper Building and Travelling on a Budget, aka Patrick. We've got Layla Mitchell, we've got Sarah Graves, Northern Explorers, Rainbows on the Road, and Timothy Avard. Thank you guys for choosing shout out in the vlog, and we actually met a couple of you at Camp Quirky, which was really cool. So I'm going to show you our floor setup. So when we took out the original floor, we did actually keep hold of it, which was really useful for cutting out the template of our new floor. So it was in two halves. You can't see both, but this is number one, the other one's behind it. And it was really handy for getting around the wheel arches because they're a bit awkward, and it fits perfectly now. So from this angle you can see we've got the floor in. We're going to be trying something with our step, which is why it's overhanging a little bit, but you'll have to wait and see what goes with that. And I've already taken the back piece out for varnishing. And what are you up to, Theo?
I'm going to be making some wheel arch boxes. The ones we've already got are very grubby, a bit rotten, so I'm going to make some fresh ones so they last a lot longer. And
I don't know if you guys have spotted this weird artwork we've got going on the Reflectix. It's basically just so we can see where the points for drilling our beams in, battens, is going to go. So we've picked up a massive tub of varnish to paint on the floor before it gets lino covered. We just want it to be as protected as possible. And I've put it on the floor on top of these hilarious little things. They're actually really good. It keeps the paintwork off the floor. And yeah, as you can see, it looks like it's hovering. So I'm going to take all the wood out from inside the van, paint them all. And then by the time I've done them, I should be able to flip them, do the other side. Job's a good one. And Theo's measuring his box up for the template of the new box he's building. I've now painted both sides of all pieces of the floor. They're just drying and then they're ready to go back in the van. And Theo's coming along nicely with the wheel boxes. Wheel arch boxes, actually. Just put them together now.
So we have done 2 wheel arch boxes. They're ready to go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little piece of wooden timber on the top so it sits perfectly flush onto the wheel arch and takes any weight. So that way, because these are going in the garage area, that way that we can support anything we want to throw on top of these. Not that there probably will be anything on them anyway, but just in case, you know, the boot gets full, the garage gets full, these will do the trick. And also what we're going to do is we're going to varnish them now, so any spillage, any water gets onto them, they won't just rot. And then we're going to carpet them so they look really nice as well.
This afternoon I have been carpeting our new wheel box arches that Theo built the other day out of some leftover flooring that we have. So let me show you one that's already done, and then I'll show you guys what I'm going to do. Here is a completed box. As you can see, it looks absolutely amazing. And then here's an uncompleted one that I'm now going to be gluing and making it look not like a wooden box and instead looking like a wonderfully carpeted box.
So Will B has been carpeting the wheel arches. I've been preparing the back of the van for the carpet, and I've taken all of the trim off. If I come around here, you can see this is where the magnet goes to hold the doors on the sides. So taking that off, taking all the brackets off, and it should look really, really nice when we finish with it. These are hopefully not going to be a pain to put back on because this is what aligns the back doors, so fingers crossed they go back on smoothly because the doors are perfect. Even had to take off the lights at the back just so that everything fits nice and smartly. B's just finishing off the second box. It looks so nice. It's so nice just carpeting these areas because it will sound deaden even more the wheel arches, which is really cool, and it just looks nicer. You won't really be able to see it that much because it will be in the garage, but it just looks so much smarter like that.
Okay guys, so here is the lino that we picked up yesterday. I'll show you a little in-depth shot because it is slightly mottled. We've gone for a grey colour and it's going to go across the entire floor. It's 2 meters wide. We went for 10, no we didn't go for 10 meters, that's a lie. We went for 5 meters long. We wanted to make sure we had more than enough. So what I'm going to do now is lay the floor out that's inside the van and cut it out to size. So here's the floor laid out on top of the lino. I wanted to just make sure that it 100% fit first, and now what I've decided, rather than drawing on the actual grey top of the lino, I'm going to flip the lino around, put these back on, and then trace around the floor, and then I can cut it out. Should be easy. The lino is now flipped over, and I've just realised a mistake. Got to make sure, because obviously this is flipped over, I need to put the floor the other way around because this is in reverse. And I'm happy I just realised that, or else I would have drawn around it and then been like, oh damn. So I'm just going to flip these over and then I can draw around. Got my pen ready, good old Sharpie, to get this template cut. The line is now drawn around the entire perimeter of the floor. I've deliberately left a bit of an overhang because some of our friends have said a really good thing to do for a good like moisture barrier, if you ever do spill a drink or whatever, is if you keep a little bit of a lip to the lino around the edge, it will like curve up to the wall and in theory stop any water from getting down. So we're gonna do it like that first, see how it looks, and then go from there. So now I'm going to cut it, which is a bit scary. So I've got the Stanley knife and I'm ready to cut the lino. It's a nice sharp blade, which is very important for cutting through and getting right to the other side. So I'm a bit scared, but I've got to do it.
I can't tell you how excited I am to see the lino go down. It's kind of like the end of the flooring then, kind of. But we can move on to the next stage and then come back to the flooring at a later date.
We need more than hopes and wishes for us to make it through the night. Stormy weather, weary eyes, hope to make it through the night.
It is very nearly done. Nice little overlap there, so no water can get down the sides. We're going to make sure it's sealed really nicely. And then yeah, just this one side to go, and then we can put all of the wood back in the van and see how it looks. The last little section to do is the step. We are going to town on this step. It's going to be the most amazing step when it's finished. Don't mess up now.
No pressure.
So the next part of the process is to move all of this stuff, sweep the floor, and then tape over any bits that have been punctured while we've been working on it without the plywood. Shouldn't take too long, and then we'll have the floor back in.
The moment has come to put that in that. Let's go.
All this time you thought we'd never pay the price. In the game of love, you have to roll the dice.
So as you all saw from the time lapse, the lino fits perfectly. There is ever so slight overhang that goes up at the edges, which we'll be trimming afterwards. So basically right now we've just rolled it out to make sure it fits, and it does. We're going to roll it back up, then we're going to fix the floor down, attach the step. Let me show you. So around here we're having a special step design that we need to put in before we fix the lino down, because we don't want to screw through the lino if we can avoid it. So we're going to fix the floor down, fix the step together, and then stick this lino down, and it's really starting to look real. And as I've said before, this section here is where our kitchen and our walking around area, standing up area is going to be. So this is going to have a really nice designed, creative wooden floor that we're going to try and do some cool stuff with. So the only bit where you're going to actually see this floor is in the boot here. So that's why we went for this just rather clinical looking, simple design. And we're happy with it. It's going to look fabulous. Theo's just varnishing up the little sections of the step. And we've done a clever little design here. We're basically going to be having little opening under the step. You'll all see it when it's all done, but we're super excited to put it in. Theo is currently screwing the floor down. So we've purposefully made it that each floor panel rests on a batten that goes the entire width of the van. So that makes it easy in terms of joining them up. No flappy bits. How's it going?
Really good. These screws are great. Really good stuff. Just go nice straight in, and yeah, don't sit proud of the wood, which is nice. And yeah, it's looking really good. The floor is now. The vinyl is going to go on straight after these are completely pinned down, and then we're good to go. Move on to the next step. It's been a process, the floor has, but we've done it so properly, which is important for us because we're going to be walking on it.
I've been told that time will heal all our wounds and our sorrows too.
So as you can see, our little step is coming to life. Now, the reason we had this bit open was because there's actually a runner on the door when the door shuts that comes into here. So this still needed access. And we did toy with the idea of putting ply along the whole floor bit as well, but because this is an area that can get quite damp, you know, this is the first place you're going to step when you get in from the rain, all that sort of stuff. We really didn't want to put wood here where it could just warp and go funny. So we're going to keep the actual bottom bit of the step this original plastic, and then just put a little rug, like a little foot mat. Foot mat, is that the right word? Yeah. So you can just dry your feet on there, and then we can take that off and easily dry it if we need to. So Theo's just assembling the whole thing. It's coming together really nicely. And when it's all been put together and the floor's all down, we're going to eventually clad this with some very thin pallet wood to give it that rustic look. What do you think we should put in this step, guys? I'm thinking tools and maybe the odd flip-flop if we can wedge it in. Should just about fit. I don't know how we've lived without a nail gun in our life for so long. It's amazing, isn't it?
I am sweating after that, but that was actually quite good fun. So here is the finished step. Wood glued and screwed, and even used a nail gun that we got today. So the next part of the build is to roll the lino out. We've got some grout that goes on the wood that sticks the lino to the wood. Yeah, it's going to be good. I can't wait to see it all in. Super neat. Hopefully all goes to plan.
All this time you thought we'd never pay the price.
So we're just finishing up with this grout-like stuff. Laying the floor is actually pretty tricky, and I would hate to do this on my own. But B's laying the grout and I'm kind of rolling out the lino. But it's looking good. A few little lumps that we need to iron out. but it shouldn't take too long and we'll have a nice laid floor.
Hey presto, the floor is down. Looks very, very clinical. But I'm proud of what we've done. Oh, hello. Didn't see you there.
Admiring the work.
Admiring the work. Looks super good. And I know I've said about a billion times, but only this bit here is ever going to be seen. So, it's all coming together. So that is the floor done. It's been a really fun process. I even got glue on my face. We got glue everywhere, but no glue on the top of the vinyl, which is what matters the most. And it looks lovely. We're really happy with it. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you on the next video. Head over to theindyprojects.com/shop and check out our new merchandise. Join us on Patreon for exclusive content, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button so you never miss a video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.